Hey everybody, welcome. It's your boy Cotton here again. Sorry, I got a message. Boom. So, this game is Adventure Capitalist, and I know there's a lot of YouTube videos out there, but being that we are starting a YouTube channel here, I figured we'll go ahead and dive right into this. Now, these are my type of games here. I don't know why. I don't know why they're my type of games, but they are. Something about them just makes me go bananas. So, if you like these type of games, good, this video is for you. If not, it's still good to watch. Okay. Now, before I do them, before I go in, I just want to let you know that I have not. I think I've reset it once. Now, what I mean by reset is you get the more money you make, you start to develop investors. Investors are angels, and as you can see, I can get 366 more angels on top of the 9 that I used. I reset it at 10 because that gave me 20% bonus increase. Okay, so at this right here, at 2 per angel, this right here would be a 6. This right here would be, so 300 is a 6 times multiplier. 60 is going to be a, I'm so tired right now, what the heck? 50. So 6, 7, 12 is going to give me a 12%, plus 9 is 18%, so 30. So this should be about, if my math is right, 430% bonus increase. Okay, so essentially what we're going to do is we're going to restart here. And I'm going to give you the rundown. So sell shares, boop, yes. No, I don't. Alright. Before I do this, I don't want to. I wish you could just lower the volume, though. You could. Give me a second here. Let me just go ahead and boop. Boopy. Boopy. And we'll drop this out. Okay. So, essentially what happens here is you start off. Now, mind you, like I said, I have investors, so I'm going to make more. This isn't relatively even a lot anyways. So, essentially what you do is you start off and you click. Boop. And what is in this area is how much you're going to make per click. So I'll be like, yay, I'm going to make money. Now, before we go any further, just to show you how much I actually do love to play this game, as you can see, real quick here, I have it on my phone. So, I do like, 62, I do like to play this game. So, the trick of this game is to, I'm not going to say move slow. That's not the trick. The trick is to move slow. But it's also a bit more than that. You want to try to keep everything relatively easy. I start with 25. Alright. So what you have is you have unlocks. And what the unlocks do is this would tell you what you get when you have that much stores. So basically each level is a store. And so forth. You have the paper, you have the car wash, the pizza, the donut, the shrimp, the hockey, the movies, the bank, the oil. And then you have these. And these right here are the big ones, in my opinion here, okay? These right here, when you have this number of each, it affects all your stuff. So that's why you want to try to keep them on that level. Alright? So then you have upgrades, in which case upgrades, you can use angels, if I click on angel upgrades, which I don't want to use, or cash. Alright? Now, the reason why I don't want to use angels is because I want to stack a lot of angels because this game, let me tell you, we'll go to upgrades for instance. You need 10,000 angels, 100,000 angels, all the way down to the low price of, I'm going to try to say this number. I'm not that familiar, okay. 24 untrigintillion. 24 untrigintillion angels. I don't even know what number that is. I won't even lie to you. I don't even know what number that is. Now, as weird as it is, as you like to keep as I said, I like to keep everything, well, if I keep going here, these are the managers. Now, you can get some managers with angels. Don't waste your stuff on this one. This one just put an icon up in this area, which you can, like, when you have enough money to buy that, you could click it. I think sometimes you could get money bag ones, but I don't know. The only time I get it really is if my investors is at an off number, which it is not, because this right here, 375, is a whole. in percentage terms. So I'm not gonna go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna pay $1,000. What you do is when you hire a manager, it just does the clicking for you. I'm gonna hire that manager, and I need 15,000. Hire the next one. All right, we're gonna go down to the investors. Like I said, these are the angels. You sacrifice your angels to buy different managers, different upgrades. But once you sacrifice them, they are gone. They are no longer in your inventory. That's it. All right, so use them cautiously because they don't carry over. The only thing that carries over is how much angels you have unsacrificed. That's it. All right, and then the store, if you want to speed up your gameplay, that's your choice. Not really. I don't really care. Now up in this corner, you have how much it's going to cost if you want to buy one. How much is it going to cost if you want to buy 10. Now, before I go farther, you see that the one is 20 and 2029, and this one's 280. That is more than 10 times. Every time you buy, it increases how much you have to spend for the next one. And then how much if you want to buy 100. And this is the maximum you can buy. I'm going to wait till this gets to 75 so I could get an even 100 because I want this early on to just generate a massive ton of money. So as you see now this is just constantly going. It just doesn't stop. Alright, it's just going to keep on going. So now I'm going to hire this guy. I'm going to buy this. I forget to take... Before you buy stuff, make sure you don't have max on. Because then that happens. But I'm going to max this out 25 then. And I'm going to max you out at 25. Which I probably could have done faster the other way. Alright. And here we go. So now I'm gaining money. What would be relatively rapid. So I'm going to go up here. Oh, there's just so much. Almost there. Almost there. I see actual numbers here. Cash upgrades. Boop. And boop. So, what these upgrades will do is cash profit times 3. So, right now I make 2,550 times 3 is going to be 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6. Oh, man. I am so bad at math right now. I don't understand why. Anyways, it'll just multiply by 3. Let's just say that. It'll just multiply by 3. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is come to the manager. I'm going to hire this guy and I'm going to hire that guy. And then I'm going to go ahead and buy... Yep, I know. Boop, 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 boop. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and buy this. Do this. And this, and this, and this. Now, what I suggest you do is get one of everything. At least one of everything. Because there's no point in not having the money being generated. There's just really no point. Because this is going to take a minute. And I'm going to be wasting time here doing stuff for a minute. So I like to buy max just to see where I truly stand. So this would be 25. Oh, I missed the window. Now I'm upset. And I'm going to give the car wash its profit by 3. And what's good about the investors is that at 375 at 2%, let's see how much we're going. I know every 50 is a 1 times multiplier. So it takes 6 50s, 6 segments of 50s to get to 300. 1 more segment of 50 to get to 350. So that's 7. And then there's a 25. So there is a 50%. So right now I'm at 7.5%. 7.5 multiplier. So everything's being multiplied by 7.5, which is really good because when you first start off, this game moves slow. Now, as you can see, I have millions here. I'm going to show you something in a second here. Oop, there you go. There's my window. The reason why I like to get 25 right out the gate is because if you look through your unlocks, 25 is the first thing you really need for all these. 25. Some of them start to get weird, I think, because like you go like 100, and then you need 200, and I think the other ones are different. No, 200. Maybe they're all 200. For some reason, I thought they were different. Yep. Yep. I just thought they were all different for some reason. Ignore that. Your major upgrade is going to be these newspapers. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, but Cotton, why would the newspaper be the biggest upgrade when considering that the farther down you go, the more money you seem to make? It's because, hold up here, I want to buy my manager. Thank you. I need 10 million for my, alright. It is because, typically with the unlocks, what's going to happen here is this. You're going to get an unlock, right? And it's either going to just practically it's just going to double your speed. Double. And once in a while you get a multiplier. So if I get 500, I'll get 4 times multiplier. And then if I get 600, I'll get another 4 times multiplier. 700 give me another one, and so forth and so forth. And then you start to get 5. So there is a point where it cuts off, okay? Which I think is the 400 mark. Yep, okay. For the lemonade, alright? Now, the thing is, it affects just that one. The newspaper unlocks, what will happen is they will affect other businesses. You're going to double your speed, and then you're going to double your speed, and then look at profits of the lemonade, profits of the car wash, profits of pizza, profits of the donut shop, and so forth and so forth and so forth. This is why I believe these are the most important ones, because it increases the multiplication of other stores instead of that one. So wow, when you start talking, you just lose track of what you just have here. So managers, BU. Okay. Again, I didn't do that, so. This is why I consider it to be really important to do the newspaper ones. Now, the newspaper ones will get expensive dumb quick. You know what? For saying that, I'm like, don't I have 15 billion? And I'm looking, I'm like, wait, no, that's a million. Okay. So, as you can see, I could buy this right here. Boom. Boom. Look at it. Now about 200. So now this lemonade stand is just gonna go. I want you to get this up to the 500 mark to start increasing its multiplication value. But that's really neither here nor there right now. I don't really care too much for that. Now what you're going to do is when you play on the PC, you're going to leave it on max. Because this way you can just see everything you can buy. Like this right here, 100. Boop, done. Now like that. Alright. Now, these right here, I don't want to say this. These are good. Alright, these are good. If you have money to get the upgrade right away. You don't want to just get them, and I'm going to show you why in a moment here. I believe maybe the movie studio isn't as bad as these two, but this one I know is like 10 hours, and it's not really worth it. That's why you want to do it. So like this one right here is going to give me 761 million, but it's going to take 25 minutes. Now, well, I'm sorry, 761 minutes. It's going to take 25 minutes. Now, why is that bad? Well, look at my shrimp. Now, shrimp is going to give me 428 million at less than 1 minute. So, and compare and contrast here, if that's the ratio I'm going to get roughly every 2 minutes, which is ballpark. Every 2 minutes, I'm going to get 1 billion. Whereas in 25 minutes, I'm going to get 761. So I could potentially get $12 billion before I even get to 761. This is why these right here are not important until you actually have a lot of money to just get the upgrades. Because you want to double the speed rapidly. That's what's going to make it. That's what's going to make or break those ones. So we're not even going to worry about those. Those mean nothing to me right now, right? So like, oh look, I can spend 555 million to run the movie studio. It is a long time. If you are just sitting here and you just can't click that button in 25 minutes, I don't know what to tell you. Now, if you're out and about doing stuff, then that's understandable. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait here. And we're going to look at unlocks. What's the next unlock for my cars? Well, let's see here. Because you want to... people play the game differently. I like to get it when I can unlock an upgrade. See, like this right here, 50, and then 100. Okay, so that's good. So I can get 69. So I can get way more than that. So I know I'm going to get my double. Alright? So now I only need 4. That's it. So now when I get my 4, I'll be good. And since this had a 50, I'm sure that this had a 50. And since that had a 50, I'm sure that this would have a 50 and this would have a 50. I think they all have 50. So, now, with the exclusion of this, I'm going to bump these up to 50s. Oh, let's upgrade the hockey team. So now the hockey team will make $2.2 billion. No, seriously, it's gonna make a lot of money. Now, obviously, I can't even spend this yet. I'm waiting on this. This is what's gonna give me the money I need real quick. Now, if you come here, you'll see that your investors are gained with restart is 0. That's because you have to hit a certain mark in money to get your investors. They don't just happen right away. Like in this game, so far I've collected 6.289 quadrillion I only sacrificed one angel, and that was for the easy upgrade, and I didn't even like it anyway. So, some of the upgrades that you could get with the angels is like, well, all profits times 3, all investors effectiveness plus 2%, plus 2%, profit times 5. This is a good one, profit times 9. Some of them will just give you more newspapers or like more of whatever it is. Don't really care. Not right now anyways. Some of the cash upgrades are just pretty standard. Profit upgrades. This is the one I want. Money 50 quadrillion. I like the money bag ones because it affects everything. Sextillion. Alright, so where am I here? What was I doing? I need 5 of these. No, 6. Boom. Perfect. So now that's at 100. I'm going to try to get these up to 100 now. Dun, 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 dun. If this gets to 50, I need 24 is what I need, right? Yeah. One more. Perfect. Okay. So now we're going to speed that up. So essentially the way it works is like this. Let's say this takes 30 minutes. Okay? So then you double the speed. So now it's at 15 minutes. Then you double the speed again. It's not going to be 0. It's going to be 7.5 minutes. And then you double it again. And it's going to be 3.75. Yeah, 3 3/4 of a minute. So it's like 3 minutes and 45 seconds. And then you double that. And so forth and so forth. That's how the upgrades are going to work. They're not going to be like, hey, you went from 30 to 0 in 2 upgrades. It doesn't flow. It doesn't work that way. It's not going to happen. Don't think it's going to happen that way. If you do, then you're retarded. So now they're saying, oh yeah. So managers here. Now, if you buy a manager, it doesn't replace any manager. It just means you have more managers. That's all it means. And this saying you can buy the bank at 10% cheaper and it shows the cash per second. So the bank's right here. So 10% cheaper of 2 billion is going to be 200 million. Yep. 200 million, that's what it's going to be. So this will knock off 200 million. But it's going to knock off it constantly. If you're going to do those type of upgrades, you need to do them right out the gate. Otherwise, it's going to be pointless to do it later on in the game because you're going to be making money even though you're going to need more money. And you want to constantly keep restarting the game. It's going to suck. You're going to be like, oh, but I'm making money, so forth, and this, and that. To get to where I was just recently, it took me like 4 days. Like 4 days. I'm not going to even get this. There's no reason to get this right now. It's not going to do anything for me. I know... Do I get a donut thing at 75? Where's my donuts? No, 100. Alright, what's the last thing here? Alright, so I have to get 100 here. This is why I leave it at buy max, because then you can really see how these move. I know I could get this one, but I'm gonna get this one. See, speed doubled, drop the speed. And like I said, it's not really worth it. Like if say if I was gonna go do something like, hey, I'm gonna leave my house and so forth and so forth, then getting these might be worth it. But if I'm sitting here right in front of the computer, it's not really worth it, because I mean I'm banking way more than I will in this than in this right now. Even this right here will bank more than this, and this is like stupid. I'm just gonna double the speed. Why not, you know? So like it would take what, 7 to 5, so 49, 7, 7. It would take 7 of these at this level, because I can't even get to 25 yet. So it would take 7 of these, which would be roughly, oh boy, about 3 hours, I believe, just to even hit this that I could get in a few minutes. So as you can see. Now, as you can see, though, we run into this big issue where it's like, okay, look at these. These are generating massive money, and these are not. Like, oh, look at it. You know, why waste 2.3 billion in this just to get 6 million when you could waste it in this and increase this? And the thing that I go back to saying again is the unlock features here. You want to try to keep all of them steady. Like right now, I don't have a boost yet, because I don't have all of them at 25. Okay. So I don't have a boost yet, because that means I have to get these to 25. I don't have money to get those to 25 because it's just too expensive right now. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to jump all these to 100. And then that will bring me the income I want, you know, to just be able to jump those up really quick. But I can tell you right now, I'm going to look at my phone one here because I have quite a lot of investors here. On my phone one, I have 1,401 angels. All right, so that's a lot of money. But I can tell you right now, if I wanted to buy 100, let's say I want to buy 100 banks, I need 63 trillion, which I'm actually I do have that much. I just have enough to do that. That's just for the bank, all right? So, and the bank was at 1, so literally that's how much I'm going to need, 63 trillion just to get that there. And the oil, I need 1.79 quadrillion, and I'm already at 18 oil, so it's just, it'd be less than that total. I'm actually gonna, so I don't know how that worked, but it worked that way, which is good. Because apparently I didn't have enough money, and then I, for some reason, had money, and then I don't know. But now I'm at 100 on all these, which is good. Because now if I look at my investors, I'm gaining more investors again. But I'm only at 100 of these each. And I've been at like... And this one you could play, like, you could just watch an ad and get 4 hours of double the money. So it's a lot easier to do it on this one. And in this one I've made... What's the comparison? I started this way after I started this one, right? And this one I started and I only have... What is it? 6.2... I think I started at 1 point something quadrillion. When I started this one, for some reason, I'm at 6. Okay. But this one, I've made 90.2 quadrillion. So I'm almost like 10 times farther ahead in this one than I am in this one. So, yeah, it's expensive. It's no joke. So what I'm going to do is pump this up to 100. I'm going to buy that. I'm not going to worry about these up here. And this is typically my strategy for games like this, is to just get everything to 100 or like keep everything even. Because what's going to happen is with the unlocks, I can sit here and go, okay, I can get the 25 and the 50. I think I needed to get to 500. No, are these just all doubles? Oh, these are all, okay, so these would just all be doubles. Alright, now the thing about it is like, I'm trying to get everything to 100, but I know I already have... Well, before I get to you, I'm going to have everything already at 25 and 50s. So what's going to happen is, I'm just going to get the, when I get these to 25s, I'm going to get the double increase, and I'm going to get to 50, I'm going to get the double increases. It's going to really help it out, because not only am I going to get the double speed from getting it to 25 initially, I'm going to get the double speed for getting all the other stuff to 25, in which case I'm going to get twice the double. So I think this takes like 10 hours to do, so then if I get the double, it's going to drop it down to 5 hours. If I get the other double for the gold, for having everything else at the 25 mark, then it's going to drop it down to 2.5 hours, which now that's relatively still insanely long, but it's better than 10 hours, which is what we really want right now. We don't really want to spend money on things we're not like really going to use, because look at this is still going. Still going. All that's still going. Now, one could argue, well, you could just get banks at 10% cheaper, you know. Yeah, I could, but it's going to cost me 100 angels, and I don't really have a lot of angels to begin with. And I don't want to lose the 2 times multiplier, because that's how much I'm going to lose, is 2 times multiplier, just to get my bank to drop 10%. I don't think it's worth it right now. Personal preference, I don't think it's worth it, though. So where are we here? And here's a good like comparison here. This is gonna cost 12.3 billion to get this to 20. This costs 13 billion to get it to 23, but this is a lot farther than this, which means that this was more expensive, which is common knowledge. The farther you go down, the more expensive things will get. That's not really like new. That's nothing crazy. But it says I might have a way to make more money. So. Movie studios, 10 bill, multiplied by 3. So I can make this, I can turn this to a 7 billion, but this is nowhere close to being done, and I'm not going to spend the 10 billion, but I still have 13 minutes, so no. I'll go ahead and do that. And here's what else is going to make a big difference here, okay? This is going to cost 1.95 million. when I start to get these to 100, they're going to start going, and they're going to start pumping out money, which is going to make getting these upgrades a lot easier. Because as you can see, like every time I get one, like 1.4 billion, that's fine. It's not hard for me to get 1.4 billion, you know? Although I do need 1.9 billion, which sucks. But the unlocks are just really just 3,500 of 3,900 of everything is what the goal is. And the reason why I'm going to do this is because I am an achievement hunter and this game has achievements, and I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Why not? No upgrades here, but I do have angel upgrades, but it's just really not worth it for me, you know? I think maybe when you get like 10,000 angels, maybe, but you don't want to use that right out the gate. Also, another good advice is play until you get about twice as much as your previous amount. That's always good advice, because let's say you got 10, right? So that lemonade stand's $1 initially is what it is, I believe, when you start. Then you get 10. So now it's $10. Well, to get 10 times multiplier, you need 500 angels. So then, now let's say you play again and you get 1,000 angels, right? Because obviously, with 10 times multiplier, you make more money faster. So you wait until you get 1,000 and then you reset again. Well, now you make 3 times the initial start value. So now that $1 went to 10. That 10 now just went to 30 because you have 1,000 added onto the 500, which makes it a 30 times multiplier. So now you can make 30 per click. And then now you have 1,500. So now you wait until you get another 1,500, right? And, sorry. So now you have 3,000, okay? And in which case, if you have 3,000, if you divide those into 50s, easy mathematics will go like this, okay? If you got 3,000, if you're trying to do this in the head, right? If you got 3,000, you got 3, and then you got 3 zeros, okay? So I'm just going to put the zeros here. And you know 50 is going to give you 1 multiplier. You know 500 is going to give you 10. So then what do? You go, okay, well, 5. This is 10. 5. 1,000. 1,500. 2,000. 2,500. 3,000. I already know 6, because you could just easily just do 6 times 5. And it'll give you 3. It'll give you 30, in which case if you add the zeros. Anyways, so I already know that I'm going to get a 60 times multiplier. So now that $1 at 10 multiplier was 10. So forth now $60 per click, which it doesn't really seem much here, but if you jump here, like let's say here, this right now at a 60 multiplier could be bracketing almost 60 billion. Which is insanely a lot for right now. And as you can see, my donuts is slowly getting there. Slowly. I'm just going to wait until I get the 100. Actually, I'm just going to do this here. And some people will be tempted to like click here and like, oh, well, I have extra money. I'm going to go spend. Don't do that. Set the goal. Get it done. Because now you're just going to waste money getting here. And it's not going to be a big increase. Like, for instance, here. 5,100. That $25 isn't really worth the $3 million. It's really not. Alright? So stay with your goal and keep it going. 1, 2. This $2 million is not really worth that, but I want to get the double speed. Because right now I'm doing this at 5, so it would be 2.5, and I'm doing this at 1. So the next double speed will drop this down to 0. This is being done with 0, so I believe the next one at 200 would just make it like this. For these two, it'll just go. I wonder if this is how like fucking Walmart feels. I'm the Walmart CEO. I'm just gonna sit right here and look at my billions go up. Billions on top of billions. Okay, that's out the way. So yeah, I don't have the bank. I don't have the oil company, but I know I'm going to want at least $110 billion before I buy these because I don't want to run it. Theoretically, you don't need it because it's gonna take so long. But I mean, are you gonna set an alarm on your phone and be like, "Hey, I have to go click that button on that game"? No. All in all, though, this is a really fun game for me, just because I like to just do nothing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a game on my phone called, what is it? Auto Battle? I believe it's called Auto Battle, in which I plan on getting a PC so I can actually record my iPhone games. And it just fights for you. Like, literally, you make your account, you choose your character, and then it just fights for you, and then you just check in on it every once in a while, probably like every 2 hours, and you go, oh, I want this equipment, this equipment, this equipment, and so forth and so forth. Sell this, smite that, well, not smite that, but smith that, and so forth. And then you're just like, all right, well, I'm just going to shut it off now and let it do its own thing. Because it does it while you're sleeping, while you're playing, if your phone's on, if your phone's off. Doesn't matter. It's just constantly going to do it. So, that's just that. And just a little side note, I play a lot of Age of Warriors. If anybody on the iPhone plays Age of Warriors and wants to make a clan on a new server or something like that and really get, like, rampage that, just let me know. Alright, so, we're still trucking here. And we still don't have investors yet. Alright, and that's because so far I've only made 78 billion. I think you start to get investors once you start making trillions of dollars, but we don't know. So I'm gonna buy this. Thank you. And what sucks is, like, I'm looking at this, right? I'm like, okay, well, this will be good, but it's not. Like, it took so long, but it's not good. It's not doing anything for us, because look at, by these two alone, I'm making way more than what this is going to give me. By a landslide, to be honest, at this rate, I think this will make more than this. Like, this is what, 1 second. So if it's theoretically actually 1 second, then you go ahead and make the assumption that you'll make 66 million per minute. Times that by 10, you'll make 666 million. Times that by another 10, you'll make 303 billion. So yeah, you like, and that's only 20 minutes, and that will be way farther than this one. So arguably, this is making more than this at the same time too. So all this is making more than this. This one will make in 25 minutes will make way more than what this is going to give you. And this is why this is the thing that people do. They just like to buy things and go, oh, I'm gonna buy that, I'm gonna buy that, I'm gonna buy that, because it's higher, you know. So higher means higher money. It does, but only if you can get the upgrades to increase the speed. Because like I've been demonstrating and ramping on about. Doesn't really matter unless you have that. Now, I could go through each one of these upgrades, but it's just simple. You're either going to get profits for all of them, or the associated icon, angel investors effectiveness. I could be like, hey, I want to spend $100 quadrillion, so that way each angel will give me an additional 1%. So now it'd be 3%. Which actually isn't bad in the long run. 4% per angel. 7%. I think you might be able to get to like 10, maybe 50. I'm actually curious now. No, I think that was it. I think 7% is the highest it's going to give me. What is the last thing on their list for upgrades? This is a huge list, by the way. Almost there. Alright, so the last few ones are actually pretty good. You could spend, alright, so you could go ahead and get 9. Like it says, all profits times 9. All profits times 9.87. So, almost 10, basically. So you get 9, 18, 23, 26, 35. So at the end, if you get all these last ones, everything will be 35. If you want to get this one, it'll be 37 multiplied. So 37 multipliers, the equivalent of 50 times 10, which is 500. Yeah, it's just like 1,500 angels. So it's not really that good, because you could get way more angels than that. But I guess in association with the angels and the the angels and the initial multiplier, it'll be good. All right, almost done with this one here. Boom, done. So now this is gonna be what, 2.5 seconds? Yeah. That's done. But yeah, essentially this is the game. Those are just some tips, just to recap. 1, get the lemonade to 100 first. That way you can just start pumping out in a consistent fashion. 2, the newspaper will increase its own speed once in a while, but would also multiplies other jobs. Whereas the jobs themselves just after up to 500. You have to get to 500 before you start seeing any sheer multiplier. So you could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'll have 6, right? Yeah, okay. So you have 6 speed ups initially, just from the job itself. So that being said, let's look at the oil company, which I believe again is 10 hours. So you have 10 hours. Your first double would be 5 hours. Your second double would be 2.5. Your third double would be 1.25. Your fourth double is going to be, that's an hour and 20, hour and 1.24 hour and 25 minutes. Then your next one is going to be 75. No. 1 hour and 25 is 60, 85 minutes. So then that would be 42 minutes. Then 21 minutes. And then about 10 minutes. So you could get, if you could get all 500, it will drop that 10 hours to about 10 minutes. Which is kind of weird, but okay. So then that'd be really good. And then, again, if you keep all these in the same range, you don't have to keep it. Like you can have this at 1,000 and then these catch up. But what would happen is you get more speed from having them all reach a certain point, which is why you want to move them up at the same time, so that way you can do that. Because then you can take that 10 minutes, and then you can just be like 10 minutes, and then 5 minutes, and then 2.5 minutes, and that's how that would work. And that's the money bag. Well, okay, I'll just show you on this one. Okay, that's these ones. All right. Now, going on, yeah, these will upgrade other jobs as well. Don't worry about these 3 until you start to be able to, I would say until you get 100 of these each. Alright? In which case, it shows like, oh, well, you can only get 1. I don't have it on max. Like, I should get 15 right now. But, and the reason why I say that is because if you get these to 100, right? And then you could get this up to 100. I wouldn't do it that way. I'd get this to 25, this to 25, this to 25. What's going to happen is you're going to get the speed boost from this, the speed boost from this. Then when you do this one and get it to 25, you're going to increase the speed boost of everything. You're going to double everything. And then get these to 50. And then, again, you're going to increase the speed, and increase all the speed. So that's why I go to 100 on these. Maybe not even 100 right now to these, because to be honest, it's taking a little bit longer. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is bump this up, grab the bank now. Yeah, so just do 100 on these and 50 on this side. That way you can get the 4 times multiplier. So let's go on this bank take at 1 hour and 42 minutes for 73 billion. 73 billion sounds like a lot of money. It is a lot of money. I'm not saying it's not. But again, I'm getting about 1 billion per 30 second here. So just think about how you're going to spend the money. I would say if you want to move at 25 a piece, that's your choice. If you want to move in increments of 25s. After the 100, then it goes like 200, 300, 400, 500. So you're not going to really see a big speed boost at that time until you get to those points. After the 500 mark, for the jobs, you're going to start to see investment increases. So decide how you want to move in the game. You know, pretty much that's the game, you know. Again, you know, this is King Cotton. Keep playing and keep it nerdy, bro.